Something else. In a collar and sleeve guard, you want to be able to stretch them out, okay? I want to get here, I want to get underneath here, okay? With me swiveling hips, okay, his arm is still kind of, he's not going to let it flow, okay? So here, I can put it here. You will want to begin to regain it back a little bit, okay? Okay, and I want to stretch them out. From here, okay, triangle is right in the territory here. You can even keep that hand here, finish triangle. If you get a big guy triangle here, pull his head, okay, 2 hands. So this is basic triangle from collar sleeve guard. Here. You see how my right knee slides in here. Push him away, and then this hand. Okay. Well, what would you do with your left arm here? I want to get under. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. That's what happens. You just got to pull him in. Because if he gets under, stacks you could lose him. Okay? So you have to be able to move your hips and pull him in. So this is a good way to set up a triangle. Here, here. You see how my right heel goes to my left knee, and then I'll lock it here. And even with the hand in the collar, or this hand. Sorry. And you always like to, I like to roll it this way, because if I'm here, it's not nearly as tight as here. Does that make sense? Okay. So you're gonna put your right foot in there, left arm up.
What's your thought process against a higher level opponent to get their elbow away from their knee to start opening them up?
To get this elbow away?
No, that one. I mean, triangle's easy when you got them nice and extended. A good guy is always nice and tight.
What? Alright, so whenever you're playing collar sleeve guard, you don't want to just sit here. You want to keep just constantly testing the balance and constantly think, push, pull, tilt, or rotate, okay? Because you constantly have to force them to have to be concerned with balance. Before he can pass, he's got to have some sort of balance stability, and then he can pass. If you're just going to sit here and not be dynamic, you give him the upper hand, okay? So you mean that hand right there?
No. The one you have the sleeve.
This.
To get the triangle, you need to get your body under his elbow.
Okay, correct. So at what point, are you talking about starting here?
How do you get to there? Yes. A good guy like you,
Okay, thank you.
You keep it here and you bait the triangle. You're like, go ahead and do it. And then
Bait it like a master.
Yes.
All right, look. We're here. Okay, now he pulls that in, right?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, because there's no triangle there, really. Okay, and he's doing the right thing. So it's a lot of it is just action, reaction, and I appreciate the compliment. That's why, in all reality, okay, whenever they feel this, he'll start pulling his elbow back now. Okay, and that's where I'd probably be less likely to open up the guard. You know what I'm saying? Where I would be more likely to break his posture down here and then begin to set up this right here, because it breaks down the posture. And if I want triangles, I've been hitting him very consistently from this lapel arm trap here as I shift the weight over to here, and you lock it, because as he's kind of going for that leg, you throw that leg over. But that takes a little bit of a practice, okay? This is common because what happens is that you get here. So here, I want to engage my hip so that even if he begins to pull that elbow back, okay, it's not as easy. And I'm using my right knee and his shoulder too. Okay, from here, let's say you're gonna get here. You can begin to adjust it. One thing that I like to do is, I like to grab my shin where it makes contact with his head, okay? Because if he's framing here, and I get this right here, and I pull his head down here, I want to grab right here. So I can begin to still control his head here with my shin in my hand. So that even if I'm in a try straight, if I'm in a try straight, I can pull the arm. Okay. So you have to kind of see and feel what he's doing, which is why the connectivity is important. If he really pulls it back, it's okay. But sometimes what happens is, here, actually step back. In an open guard scenario, you're here. And then this is basically collar sleeve here. Okay, if he goes down on one knee, okay, you have potential for sweeps, as I showed you here. If he puts that right knee up and left knee down, then you have the divas right here. Okay, if he puts that knee down, you're able to begin to chase the back, and this turns into basically a collar drag. Scoot back. You also have this right here, look. So he'll defend the triangle by pulling his arm back. But watch out when your feet are on his hips. Once you can get here, he starts pulling it back. You have the collar drag, because the feet are right there on the hips. So it depends on how much you give him to have to think about and to defend against, and you're constantly firing something off at him. Because if I just stop right there and go, feet on hips, I'm here, he's gonna strip it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So look what you have from here. You have triangle. And more times than not, what he will do is he'll pick up his right foot. This is what I would usually do, because I don't want to be on my knees. I don't want to be on two knees. Neither on jiu-jitsu nor in jail. Right, Justin? Exactly. A little bit of a wisdom there. Foot on the hip, because I'm here. He'll pick up that right knee. And then you're able to sweep him, just with the basic belly heaves. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So what I would say is, try a couple times. For those who are a little bit more on the beginners, make sure your partner has his pants tied and they're up, okay? Especially if they're down on the knee. Then you want to collar and sleeve, feet on the hip. Very important that my hips can swivel, so I can swivel them to the outside, collar drag. So you have a couple options. So you pull them down. Because look, if I'm here, I'm never going to be able to get it in any, because he'll just keep that elbow and he'll just stuff past it. So you got to keep that in mind. So as I pull them down. So as we're here, okay? From here, you want to triangle that foot here or on the shoulder here. Get that angle, because it's a triangle. Lock it even tighter. Bring that arm, whatever. Finish your triangle. You want, we got to the feet on the hips here. He starts pulling back strong. And you come back up. Okay? And last thing I'll show you. That's interesting off that collar drag. He starts posturing up. Sit up. On the hip. And then defends this leg by hooking it. Here. If he pushes my wrist off with that left leg of his, go back to the crotch ripper. If he brings his knee in, But don't do that. Just get a collar drag. Don't try it. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, great question, Johnny.
Web's like, I don't like that.